Okay, so we were studying about interface एंड कुछ बेसिक हमने इसके बारे में डिफरेंस भी देखा था एब्स्ट्रैक्ट क्लास एंड इंटरफेसेस. So there's one thing. So uh, since interface contains all, so by default all the members of interface data members are basically public static final, and when we talk about final we cannot change the value. So normally what we do, we usually assign the final variable value at the time of declaration. So however, is it possible to can we have a blank final variable? So you can declare any variable as a final, and you can skip the instantiation part of that particular variable. However, if you're doing so if you're not assigning a value that could not be changed, you can only initialize the blank variable inside the constructor. So you can initialize the blank final variable. Let's say, for example, in this case, you have declared a variable final speed limit, and it is a blank final variable that you have not initialized it. So you can initialize it inside the constructor only, because when in the main function, when okay, just a second, just okay. So when you create an object, then the class instantiation, and at that time the value is assigned. साइड वाले ऑफिस में कुछ कंस्ट्रक्शन का चल रहा है. Just a second, let me check. Okay, so can't do anything because it's in a head. It is the head office, head rooms. Okay, so we'll move ahead. So you cannot declare instantiate final variable apart from constructor. So you have to initialize it inside the constructor if you are leaving, if you're not assigning any value to the final variable. However, there is a chance if you are declaring your final variable as a static. So you can initialize that final variable inside a static block. So you can create a static block by just writing static keyword, and you can assign some value, because static variables are basically the property of the class. So instead of assigning into constructor, you can assign it using a static block. So there are two ways to initialize a blank final variable. For normal member variables, you can use constructor to assign the value. For a static variable, you can use a static block. And once it is initialized, you cannot change it. That's the property of final keyword. So if it is taking some final value, you cannot change it. So that's the basic thing. Interface we have studied in the previous lecture. What is the interface? What is the use of interface? That is to support multiple inheritance functionality, also to achieve the full abstraction. And at the compilation, interface is actually whatever you define the variables and the methods, it implicitly changes to the uh, for 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 variables it changes to public static finals, and for methods it converted into public abstract and the method declaration. एक क्वेश्चन मैंने यहाँ पूछा था आप लोगों से लास्ट क्लास में, सो कि देयर आर टू इंटरफेसेस, serializable and clonable, that doesn't have any body. So there is no declaration inside the marker interfaces. So it is basically empty. With only having opening and closing bracket. So then what is the use of those marker interfaces? So किसी ने पता किया? अगर किसी ने पता किया तो चैट पे मुझे उसका आंसर बताएं. What is the use of marker interfaces? So use for special tags, and second to convert the object into, yeah, the serializable interface उसी के लिए होता है, but basically since body नहीं है वो तो implementation part में हम करते हैं to convert the object into byte stream. Yes, to inform a message to Java compiler, yeah, basically for the indication purpose, जो सब प्रांशु ने बोला कि to use for a special tags or to give a message to Java compiler. Yes, this is fine. So अभी ड्यू टू सम ऑफिस वर्क आइट साइड से बहुत आवाज आ रही है, चलो फिर भी चलते हैं जब तक क्लास आगे चल रही है, ठीक है. सो to declare an interface, you use interface keyword. You can use any name for the interface, and you can declare a method just as shown in this example. We have declare a method print, and inside a class A that implements printable, we are just defining the print method, or and inside the main function we are creating an object of that class A, and we are calling the function print. So unlike class with the interface, you can implement the multiple inheritance concept. So basically you can write two interface uh, by separating the comma. So basically class A is actually implementing two interface, printable and showable, and we are it is done. It is possible because since we don't have any definition inside the interfaces, so there might be no there will be no ambiguity that which method should be used. So even both interface having the same methods, there will be no ambiguity because we don't have the definition part. So we define the methods inside the class. So whenever object calls the method, it is actually the implementation that we have provided inside the method. So multiple inheritance is not supported through class, but it is possible by the interface, it is because interface, there is no ambiguity as the implementation is provided by the implementing class. So whenever we call it, first the method that is defined inside the class will be called. Just like shown here. So we have now print method, same method declaration in two different interfaces. And even if you are uh, implementing both the interfaces, so you use implements keyword. So if you, again, you are just inheriting both the interfaces and you are declaring and defining that print method. So whenever you call this method, it is actually nothing but just calling the method that is defined locally, that is inside the class A. So since there is no ambiguity, so you can achieve the multiple inheritance in Java. You can have multi-level inheritance, and whenever you are extending an interface by an interface, you use extend keyword. So suppose if you have a printable interface and another interface showable, so if you want to extend it, that is the declaration that is of print method, you want to extend it to the showable interface. You write extend keyword. In between the class and interface, you write implements, and basically it is showing that showable interface is extending the printable and the class A is actually implementing the showable. So due to the inheritance, showable interface have the declaration of show and print method both, and both the methods are defined inside the A class, and you are calling the function by creating the object. So this is the idea of interface. You can have the nested interface also. So basically you can have uh, interface inside the interface. So going to the this part, first we should have the idea of nested classes. That I think difference between abstract class and interface we have already discussed in the previous lecture. So this is the topic of today's lecture, basically nested classes. So a nested class in Java is basically a class inside another class. So till now we were talking about inheritance, and from the object oriented design uh, part, inheritance shows the association type relationship. For example, vehicle have two types, two-wheeler, four-wheeler. So association type relationship normally shown by the inheritance property. However, if you want to have containership property or the aggregation basically, so you can use the nested class concept. So basically when one class is a part of some other class, is not the type of the other class. When it is a part of other class, so we use nested class concept. So suppose you are actually creating a top level class car, and if you create a class specifically for the wheels, uh, wheels that is tire of that class. So basically it wheels are the part of that car class, not the type of the car class. So if you are defining a separate class, a specific class for the tires or that wheels, then it is actually a part of the car class. So you by design methodology, you put that class inside the car class. So basically nested class is the concept of showing the containership or the aggregation concept instead of associations concept, which is shown by the inheritance. So you put a class inside another class, and this is the concept of nested class. However, the four ways to actually define the nested classes and where we use it. So mostly we in Java we use for GUI event handling. So because and a top event, it has any action has a multiple events, and all the events have a different defined as a separate class, and you put those classes and nested classes of top level class. So one of the application is GUI event handling. Also, sometimes you want to hide a class from other classes in same package. Then you can use nested classes. What you can do, you can create a class inside a class, declare a class inside some other class, and that class will be hidden from the other classes in the same place. Also, to provide a helper class that perform some specific functions. So just like I told you that if you have a class, let's say wheels or the tires that provide a specific function to the car class, so you can define it as a separate class. So because depending on the car, we have either four wheels or some other vehicle type, we have two wheels or two tires. So depending on the number of tires you want to create or number of wheels you want to create, you can create an object of that class. And since it is a specific type of class, you can put it inside other class. So as a helper class to perform some specific function, such as implementing a particular action or to provide a specific view on some data, you can provide a nested class. Now, this is important. So object of nested class can access the implementation of the object that created it. So basically, टॉप जो बाहर वाली क्लास है जिसके अंदर आपने नेस्टेड क्लास को इम्प्लीमेंट किया है, सो उस क्लास के बाहर वाली क्लास के जो टॉप क्लास है उसके डेटा मेंबर्स एंड द इम्प्लीमेंटेशन दैट यू हैव प्रोवाइडेड you can access inside the inner class. So inner class, क्योंकि it is trivial to understand, nested class is the part of that class, so it can access even the data that is private. Allowing implementing this, so suppose you have implemented an interface in some class and you want to implement that interface more than once. So basically एक method है, अगर उसको चाहते हैं कि आपके दो implementation करना है, so you can have inside the you can implement that interface twice by again implementing inside the nested class. So make the code more readable and maintainable as it is placed closer to where it is used. So basically modularity को enhance करता है आपका nested classes. So you actually shows these classes, or you would say the instance of these classes are the part of this class, basically part of the bigger class. So more readability, more maintainability, and the modularity you enhanced using the nested classes. So there are four kind of inner classes or the nested classes: member class or regular inner class. These are the simple and normally these are the simple and useful. Anonymous classes, they are useful, but you will see the syntax is quite ugly. Static member classes, you can declare the nested class as a static member class, but it is not that useful. We'll see why it is not useful. Local inner class, and when we are talking a local inner class, so basically a special type of inner class that are declared inside a method, basically. So it is local to a particular method. It is also not that much useful, but it's still you can declare it. Now, since you have an outer class and inside the outer class you have an inner class, so every class compiles to a separate class file. So जितने भी क्लास होंगी उसकी एक सेपरेट क्लास फाइल बनेगी, और जो इनर क्लासेस होंगी उनकी भी सेपरेट क्लास फाइल बनेगी, बट विथ अ डॉलर इन देयर नेम. सो डॉलर के लेफ्ट हैंड साइड पे आपके आउटर क्लास का नाम, और डॉलर के राइट हैंड साइड पे जो इनर क्लास का नाम. जिस क्लास को बिलोंग करती है वो आउटर क्लास, और जिस क्लास को जो क्लास का नाम है इनर क्लास का, वो आपका डॉलर के लेफ्ट हैंड साइड. Now, so regular inner class, or the first type, it is quite trivial to understand that a regular inner class is a nested class that only exists within the instance of enclosing classes. So एक particular outer class है, उसके enclosing brackets के अंदर आप दूसरी class को declare कर दो. That's it. This will be work as a nested inner class. Now, one thing you have to note, you cannot instantiate an object of inner class without first having an object of outer class. So suppose in the main class, that is somewhere else apart from the outer class, तो आपके पास तीन क्लासेस हैं बेसिकली. एक आउटर क्लास है जिसके अंदर एक नेस्टेड इनर क्लास बना रखी है आपने, और एक मेन क्लास है. सो इफ यू वांट टू क्रिएट एन ऑब्जेक्ट ऑफ इनर क्लास, then first you have to create the object of outer class or enclosing class. Inner class can use all the methods and fields of outer class, even the private ones directly, because obviously the inner class is the part of that class, so it belongs to that class, so it can access all the. It is declared as the same way as like other class, but it should be inside some other class. So the syntax, for example, the outer class is ending here in the outermost closing bracket, and in between these two brackets you can declare any other class. Since the structure is same, it belongs to outer class, so it acts as a member of that class, same as other members like data members or the methods. And it can be marked with an access specifier. So some of the differences between each type of class and nested classes we'll talk about. So for the regular inner class, you can have these access specifiers like public, protected, private, and this access specifier determines whether other classes can access the inner classes or not. Normally what happens, the outer class that creates the instance of the inner class, it is the outer class that creates the instance of inner class. So it is usually the outer class that wants to use the inner class as a helper object for its personal private use. So how we create it? So to create an instance of inner class, you must have the instance of enclosing class so that you can associate them. So what you do, first you create the object of outer class by just writing the class name, object reference name, and the object creation of the object by using new keyword. And now to create the inner class object, you write outer class name dot inner class, inner object reference, and with new inner class you use dot operator, and with the outer object dot new inner class constructor, you can create the object of inner class. So this is one example. You can see we have a class outer. Inside that we have two private members, data members. One is double I and private static string str, which is hello. And inside this class we have class inner, and inside the class inner we have a variable j, and inside this inner class we have a display method that prints that assigns j is equal to 5, and it is printing j. It is also accessing I, which is private and in the outside class, but it can access, and it is also printing the string value. And one main method is there, inner class, and inside the inner class first you are creating the object of outer class, and then with the help of the object of outer class you are creating the object of inner class, and through inner classes dot display function you are calling it, and you will have the output. So this is how regular inner class is declared. So the explanation of that code is that on compilation 3 class file will be created. So one is inner dot class, one is inner class dot class, that is the main class, outer dot class, that is for the outer class, and for the inner class we have outer dollar inner dot class. And the inner class cannot have the same name as the enclosing class. One thing that you have to remember, there can be multiple inner classes. So you can have multiple inner classes inside the same class. In addition to access specifier, inner classes can also be final or abstract, just like other classes. Although inner classes may access the static field methods or classes, they may not declare the static members. So because they are the member of the class and outer class is not static, so then and they may not declare static members. Inner class can be extended by just as the enclosing class. So you can extend the inner class also. पिछले एग्जांपल में जो हमने देखा कि हमने इनर क्लास को इंस्टेंशिएट किया तीसरी बाहर एक दूसरी मेन क्लास में. अगर आपको इस क्लास को इंस्टेंशिएट करना है विद इन द क्लोज enclosing class, that is in the outer class, you can directly write like inner and the object reference name and the new inner. So within the inner class, the keyword this hold the reference to the inner class classes. अगर inner class के अंदर आपको outer class के reference को use करना है using this keyword, you write class name that is outer dot this. Normally, these member classes, the inner classes, are often used to handle events. For example, you create an object of button class, and with the object of button class, you're calling a method add action listener, and inside that action listener, you are creating an object of inner class that is inside that particular class. So this class clicker implement action listener, and इस class का object आप pass कर रहे हो as a add action listener. So inner class can access the variable of enclosing class. This is what makes them useful. This particular category of inner class is simple. Just declare them where you would declare a field or method, similar to the other examples that we have seen. Just a second. जब तक आपका कोई क्वेश्चन है तो आप चैट पे ले सकते हो. Okay, so there is another nested class type which is called local inner class. A local inner class, or simply a local class, is an inner class that is declared inside a method or constructor or an initialization block of the enclosing class. So like regular inner class, the local class associated with the containing instance and can access any member, including private. It can also access the local variable in the method and the parameter passed to the method only if the variable are declared as final. So, okay. Limitation like what?
So can we have nested class inside one another nested class? मतलब outer के अंदर inner and then another inner.
You can have.
Okay. So in that case, if we have to access this identifier, then I will be writing like this: outer one dot outer two dot this.
Yes, and that the basically relative path type.
Oh, okay, sir. Okay, so can I ask one more thing?
Yes.
So what is the exact use of private static? Because if we are using static, it means that we can use this particular function without actually instantiating the object. But sir,
पर्टिकुलर फंक्शन और मतलब आप किसके आगे स्टैटिक लगा रहे हो, मेथड के आगे कि वेरिएबल के आगे?
मेथड के आगे। सो
अच्छा, मेथड के
तो
आगे। सो उसका तो
सर अगर हम लिखते हैं प्राइवेट
हाँ,
स्टैटिक, हाँ
ऐसा क्या
मतलब सर डज इट मेक्स एनी सेंस, क्योंकि मतलब अगर प्राइवेट है तो आप उसको बाहर तो डायरेक्टली
बाहर तो नहीं
एक्सेस कर
कर
ही नहीं
सकते
सकते।
ऑब्वियसली।
हाँ मतलब मैंने स्टैक
हाँ
ओवरफ्लो पे भी रिसर्च किया
हाँ,
तो।
नॉर्मली एक्चुअली विद द ऑब्जेक्ट ओरिएंटेड कन्वेंशन हम नॉर्मली मेथड्स को पब्लिक रखते हैं एंड द डेटा मेंबर्स आर प्राइवेट। क्योंकि हम जो अनदर क्लास में वी एक्सेस द प्राइवेट डेटा मेंबर्स यूजिंग द मेथड्स, लेकिन अगर आप मेथड को ही स्टैटिक और प्राइवेट बनाओगे तो जैसे ही उसको, हाँ
ओके
मतलब कोई
सर,
सेंस नहीं, मतलब सेंस नहीं बनेगा इसका एक्चुअली।
हाँ सेंस ही मिलेगा। ओके सर, गॉट इट।
हाँ। ओके, सो लोकल इनर क्लास और जो हमने अभी रेगुलर इनर क्लास देखी उसमें एक ही डिफरेंस है कि वी क्रिएट द इनर, वी कैन क्रिएट द इनर क्लास इनसाइड द मेथड आल्सो, मेथड और कंस्ट्रक्टर। So basically, if you see this example, we have declared class outer. We have again created two private variables, I and str string, and we are declaring a display method. And inside this display method, so it's key opening and closing. So inside of display method, we are creating a class inner. So you can declare a class inside a method also. So that is called local inner class. And you want to specify a particular task, particular action inside a method, and that action is actually belongs to some class, or you want to declare as a class. Now, one thing is, you unlike inner class, regular inner class, जिसमें हम बाहर जो मेन क्लास के अंदर भी हम उसका ऑब्जेक्ट क्लियर कर रहे थे थ्रू दी relative qualified name, fully qualified name, but here you cannot do this. So basically, since this class is inside this method only, so that it is a local inner class, you can create the object of that inner class inside that method only. क्योंकि देखो इसका स्कोप जो क्लास इनर का है वो कितना है, सिर्फ आपके डिस्प्ले मेथड का ही है, और डिस्प्ले मेथड यहाँ से स्टार्ट होके यहाँ एंड हो रही है। So क्योंकि ये लोकल है, it is local to that particular method only, you can create the instance of that class inside the method only. So you see, we are creating an object of this class inside the method, and we are calling the method that is defined inside the inner class outer info. You cannot do, you cannot create the object of this class inside the main class, that is local class here. So ऑब्जर्वेशंस जो हैं इस एग्जांपल के कि लोकल इनर क्लास कैन नॉट बी डिक्लेयर एज अ, हाँ, नाउ सिंस इज द लोकल क्लास, सो वी कैन नॉट डिक्लेयर पब्लिक, प्राइवेट, प्रोटेक्टेड और स्टैटिक एज वी हैव डन विद द रेगुलर इनर क्लास. It cannot contain a static field, method or classes. It cannot have the same name as the, that's the regular constraint on the inner classes. In order to use local classes, you must instantiate it, and the instantiation must happen in the same method. Why? Because it is the local class. It can access the final variable but cannot access the local variable. So these are some basic differences and the observations with the local inner class. One is another anonymous inner class. So whenever we talk about anonymous thing with the object or the classes that we are talking, we are specifying that we are not having any reference name. तो अगर हम anonymous ऑब्जेक्ट की बात करते हैं तो हमारे पास ऑब्जेक्ट का कोई रेफरेंस नहीं है जिसके थ्रू हम उस ऑब्जेक्ट को रेफर कर सकें. And if you are talking about an anonymous class, then the class doesn't have any name. So anonymous, you can declare anonymous in a classes also. So normally typically you use inside a short code के लिए लिखते हो आप, normally single method आपको करनी हो. Anonymous in a classes are convenient for the short codes. So short methods अगर आपको लिखनी है, short code लिखना तब आप लिखना है. For example b.add action listener के अंदर आपने anonymous in a class declare किए. Now the way that you can declare, क्योंकि anonymous नया क्लास का कोई नाम नहीं होता है, तो how you are going to declare? So either what you can do, you can use new keyword and the enclosing class name, जो बाहर वाली क्लास है उसका नाम लिख के, and the arguments that basically we pass to the constructor. So this is something like constructor, but calling the constructor, but instead of having semicolon here, you have the opening and closing bracket. Inside that you can write your class body. So that's how you create the anonymous in a class. Anonymous interface you can create, so new interface in the body. अगर interface नहीं create कर रहे हो, class create कर रहे हो, तो दो you have to use the super class name. So since no class name is given, only the name of super class or interface we can use. ठीक है, क्योंकि अगर इसका नाम होता तो इसका मतलब ही नहीं होता anonymous का. And the arguments are basically the arguments passed to the superclass constructor. So anonymous classes are the local inner classes that are declared without a name. So हमने जो अभी method के अंदर declare की थी anonymous local inner class, here the difference is we don't have the name also. So all the codes of the anonymous class is coded within the method where we need to create an instance of the anonymous class. Since class does not have any name, so you cannot use the new keyword in a usual way to create an instance of in a class. In fact, inner classes are declared and instantiated same time. So that's why all the inner classes start with the new and enclosing class name and the opening and closing bracket. तो दोनों काम एक साथ ही आते हैं. मतलब ऐसा नहीं होता कि आपने पहले डिक्लेयर करी देन उसका इंस्टेंशिएट कर रहे हैं. Normally when you handle swing GUI controls, then you see anonymous in a class concept. So how you actually identify it? So basically whenever you see for example, let's say b dot add action method, inside the method you see that method के अंदर as an argument हमने जो पास किया है वो ये पास किया है. और what we are doing, we are new action listener, and action listener is a class and the constructor, and instead of just passing the object, we are creating a class, anonymous class, by using the class name. So you can see instead of having semicolon, it is starting from opening and curly braces to going to end curly braces, and inside this anonymous class, anonymous in a class, you are defining a method. And that semicolon जो लास्ट में है वो इसका है b dot action listener. तो इसका है आपका and inside the argument inside the method argument, so inside the parameter list we are actually inputting a class, anonymous class. यहाँ देखो जैसे यहाँ पे in this example inside a method, so either you can write it as a parameter or inside the method you can also declare anonymous in a class, and inside the anonymous in a class देखो constructor को direct end करने से की जगह by creating the object, basically you write a method inside the opening and closing bracket of this, and so at the end you put the semicolon. So that is how you use anonymous in a class. So this is the third type. We'll talk about it later in the next class. So basically we have talked. हाँ, इसका देख लेते हैं एक छोटा सा ये कि जब ये प्रोग्राम कंपाइल होता है, क्योंकि anonymous क्लास का कोई नाम तो होता नहीं है, सो द मेन क्लास dot class will be created, outer class dot class will be created, and the outer class, and for each inner class you have the number. So for example, if you have only one inner class, so you outer $1 dot class will be created, and if you have more number of classes, then it is incremented. So number is incremented for each anonymous class created by the compiler. So in this program, new object declares and instantiate an anonymous collector. ठीक है, so वो सेमीकोलन जो लास्ट में देखा था, it is part of assignment statement, not the anonymous class. ठीक है, so we'll talk about it later in the next class. We are stopping here. तो हम इसको यहाँ stop करते हैं. नेक्स्ट क्लास में वापस बचे हुए दो टाइप जो है anonymous inner class and the static inner class को हम नेक्स्ट क्लास में देखेंगे. थैंक यू. अगर कोई क्वेश्चन नहीं हो तो we can stop here.